But thank you again for taking time out of your schedule to join us here. Um, we've got a lot of good information to share with you this afternoon in terms of updates. As you may know, we are 1 month into our second annual open enrollment period here at Pennie. Things have been very, very good, very good heading into this first month. And we've got, like I said, a lot of good updates for you. So with no further ado, please keep in mind that if you're not speaking, try and mute your line. We are recording this session so that it can be used as a resource later on. And if you have questions, don't hesitate to drop them into the chat. There are plenty of folks from Pennie here who will, gladly call those out so that we can, address them as we go along. Um, just a brief overview of today's agenda. I'm going to provide you with some agency updates. And for those of you who don't know who I am, my name's Scott Yeager. I'm the outreach manager here at Pennie. But I'm also joined today by many of our senior leaders and many of my colleagues here at Pennie to make sure that if you have questions, we can help you get those answered. We are going to provide a Pennie policy update for plan year 2022, which, believe it or not, if we if we close our eyes and open them again a short month and a half from now, or actually a month from now, we'll be in plan year 2022. It's hard to believe. But with that, and starting most recently, we have had our marketing campaign kick off in a very strong and deliberate fashion across the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. People will be seeing Pennie in a lot of places that will help us at least impress upon individuals here in the Commonwealth that they should take advantage of our December 15th deadline for January 1 coverage. Of course, we're going to talk about some reminders and we're going to open things up for questions. But let's begin with the agency updates. We're going to take a look at some high-level data that will provide you with, again, a good update on where we are currently with regard to our progress in open enrollment 2022. As you may know, from February 15th to August 15th, Pennie had our COVID-19 enrollment period. That COVID-19 enrollment period afforded us the opportunity, coupled with the American Rescue Plan and the enhanced financial assistance that people have available to them, to ensure about 65,000 additional Pennsylvanians over what we had insured through OEP 2021, our inaugural open enrollment period. So far, and again, this data is as of 11/24/2021, under our current open enrollment, we have 327,000 insured through Pennie, which again is incredible. We look at the progress that we've made and the momentum that we built, and our goal again is to try and put as big a dent as possible into the 1 in 20 Pennsylvanians that currently wake up every day and walk out into this world without the protection afforded by health insurance, quality health insurance at that. If we take a look at our enrollment breakdown, you'll see that 86% of our customers, that 327, represent automatic renewals. But here's the good news. The good news is that we have, so far, 1 month in, we have 4% of that 327 represent new customers. That's fantastic. But what's even better, and this is where we can be very proud of the competitive marketplace that Pennie has created. We have active re-enrollments, 10%. Those are customers who are shopping. They're comparing plans. They're taking advantage of what Pennie represents, what we're here to provide, and that is a competitive, affordable marketplace that provides access to financial assistance and quality health insurance. So, knock on wood, we are off to a very solid start. Again, if we take a look at our metal tiers here at Pennie, based upon that 327,000 customers that we have, 22% represent bronze, 45% represent silver, and 31% represent gold. What's significant about that is that, as many of you know, when it comes to our silver plans, those are the plans and options that afford those who qualify for advanced premium tax credits and cost sharing reductions the opportunity to connect with really, really solid health insurance. What's nice about that is that it helps, reduce the cost of things like co-payments, co-insurance, deductibles, the things that, quite honestly, a lot of people pull their hair out about. We're making good progress on that front. Also, if we take a look at how many customers here at Pennie qualify for financial assistance, that's in the graph on the right-hand side there, or the chart that you see. You've got 32% of APTC, 60% qualify for APTC and cost-sharing reductions. That's about 92% of the customers at Pennie qualify for some form of financial assistance. Now, with that, you also have 8% that qualify for something else or qualify for, a quality health insurance plan through the marketplace. And, again, there's a lot of factors at work with this, but we're doing our best to make sure that people get protected and that they're in a position where they can actually afford the health insurance. This is actually a representation of our enrollment so far based upon age and sex. 53% female. Our enrollments are 53% female, 47% male. But if we take a look again at two significant factors in that enrollment on the left-hand side, where it comes to age and the breakdown of age, you'll see that there are a lot, 38% of Pennie's customers right now are in that 55 to 64 age bracket. The American Rescue Plan is having a significant impact upon those individuals. And additionally, you'll see that 15% of our customers are in that 26 to 34 age bracket, those young invincibles that we are trying so hard to connect with in our communities. So again, very positive information. I wanted to mention here as well as an update, and many of you know this, Pennie is growing its sister network to better engage the LGBTQ community, the Asian and Pacific Islander community, the African American community, rural communities, and the Hispanic and Latinx communities across the Commonwealth. Pennie has seen significant growth within Geisinger Health System with regard to Assisters, Penn State Health System, the Greater Philadelphia Health Action Incorporated, and Union Community Care. So we're making significant strides there. One last update one important update I want to remind folks of is the fact that we have translation on our website, 10 different languages. We were very proud to be able to offer this and to add this to our website because Pennie.com is an incredibly accessible site. It's an educational site. It's a resourceful site. But this facet of the website actually helps reduce some of the barriers that a lot of people can have, because let's face it, understanding health insurance is a challenge, especially when it's not in your primary language. I also want to just drop an important note here to let folks know that our next outreach and education workgroup meeting is going to be on February 2nd. That is Groundhog Day, February 2nd at 2 p.m. Our sister Lunch and Learn is actually on the horizon for December 15th. And it'll be at 12:30 to 1 o'clock. Again, the sister Lunch and Learns are monthly. The outreach and education work groups are bi-monthly. So please know that you're welcome to attend and share that information. What I'd like to do now is turn the presentation over to Pennie's policy team. I believe we have Director David Thompson, Eric Hewitt, and Emily Zido. David, please take it away.
Sure, thanks, Scott. So I'll just provide a brief kind of update on what's on the horizon as we head into the new year. So just to kind of, there's been a lot of, I think, questions and maybe some confusion as to the financial assistance available to customers in 2022. So just to let folks know, the enhanced subsidies under the American Rescue Plan, um, that financial assistance is very much still being applied to Pennie customers. In terms of how APTC is calculated, it's the same way it was for 2021 after implementation of the American Rescue Plan. So one thing to note is that the total amount of APTC available for customers in 2022 will equal the total amount available in 2021, all else equal. So somebody who is enrolled in coverage from January 1st through December 31st, 2021, and that same person remains enrolled January 1st, 2022 through December 31st, 2022, will receive the exact same amount of APTC. The difference is the monthly amount of APTC will be a little less for a lot of customers who were rebalanced in 2021. So as you recall, for those customers who were enrolled prior to implementation of the enhanced subsidies in early June, those enrolled between January 1st and May 31st, we took the difference between what those individuals would have been eligible for had the American Rescue Plan subsidies been in effect at that time, and took the difference between that and the APTC they actually used during those months, and added that to their APTC on a prospective basis from June on. So if I say an individual was eligible for $100 of APTC under the old rules between January 1st and May 31st, they received 5 months of coverage. They received $100 of APTC each month for $500 total. And then after implementation of the American Rescue Plan, they were eligible for $200 of APTC in those months. We took the $100 difference between what they would have been eligible for and the APTC they actually used during that time. Added it, so in this hypothetical, that would be $500. We then used that $500 and applied it on a prospective basis from June 1st through the remainder of the year. So what that did is it allowed a number of customers to experience $0 costs for silver plans, for gold plans. It enhanced the value of APTC quite a bit. The same amount of APTC will still be applied. It's just because we're applying the American Rescue Plan subsidies across 12 months of coverage rather than the final 7, the amount of monthly APTC available will look to be less. What did go away this year was the enhanced financial assistance for those eligible for unemployment insurance. So under the American Rescue Plan for 2021, individuals eligible for at least 1 week of unemployment insurance were eligible for maximum financial assistance. And the way that we did that was we considered household income up to 138% of the federal poverty level. So this put those households squarely in the range to receive the maximum levels of APTC, but also the maximum levels of cost sharing reductions. This year, for 2022, those households will have their eligibility for financial assistance determined at their actual household income. So we're no longer applying that artificial cap in order to provide the maximum financial assistance. So just wanted to kind of circle back on why financial assistance might look different for some people as we head into 2022. Next slide. So there's a couple really new exciting things coming down the line, starting early next year. Pennie is implementing a new special enrollment period. The federal government has authorized the creation of a new special enrollment period for low-income individuals with income up to 150% of the federal poverty level. And that's about $19,000 for an individual, $39,000 for a family of four. It was a state option to implement this. We have taken that option. Our board of directors approved this in our last board meeting. We will be implementing this as a monthly SEP. And it'll be available for both new and current enrollees. So somebody who comes in at less than 150% FPL as a new enrollee can come in they can come in anytime during the year and enroll in a plan any metal level. For current enrollees who qualify for this SEP, they can use this to enroll in a silver plan only. So they can go from a bronze plan to a silver plan, a gold plan to a silver plan, or one silver plan to another silver plan. But the biggest thing is that it's available while subsidies under the American Rescue Plan remain in effect. And we believe this is really important to expand access to health coverage throughout the year for low-income Pennsylvanians, particularly those who might be losing medical assistance this year, and so on. So just a really good opportunity for people who miss the open enrollment period. This is a really great opportunity for them to be able to come in and get covered with potentially a lot of financial assistance at a low premium. Next slide. And then I'm also really excited to talk about the Pennsylvania's Easy Enrollment Program. So you might be familiar, Maryland has one today, but what this would do is Pennie, in partnership with the Pennsylvania Department of Revenue, has created, and I say has because we have a final Pennie-specific tax schedule that will be included in the state income tax return for all Pennsylvanians. This is a tax schedule that will allow uninsured to indicate that they are uninsured and consent to having their information sent from the Department of Revenue to Pennie, so that Pennie can let them know, what they might be eligible for, either through us or through medical assistance or CHIP. So when people opt in to receiving information from us, and we get that information from the Department of Revenue, this will trigger an account claiming notice in which we will provide either an access code or an activation link for people to come in and log into their new Pennie account. And this will also trigger a new 60-day special enrollment period. So we're very excited about this. This will kind of follow the current account transfer process with the enhancement of being able to provide an eligibility estimate for people who come in through this route. So the timeline for what this will look like is, the IRS has not set the federal and state income tax filing season yet, but Revenue has told us that likely between January 18th and January 31st, the taxpayers will see the new Pennie tax schedule and instructions. Those who fill it out, Department of Revenue will take those files and send them to us. At the end of March is when we will be officially launching the Easy Enrollment program on our side. So for anyone who has checked the box on the state income tax return and we get that information, that's when the notices will be triggered and the special enrollment periods will be triggered. A brand new tax time SEP will be triggered, and that will give people an opportunity to come in and enroll in coverage. And then, of course, April 15th is the general deadline for filing federal and state income taxes, and the SEP will remain open for those who are still in the 60-day SEP window. So I just wanted to highlight those two things in terms of really exciting opportunities to continue to work to get the uninsured enrolled in coverage and to enhance access to quality, affordable coverage through Pennie.
All right. Hey, thanks so much, David. Folks, we're going to move on here quickly to Chachi Angelo, who's going to give us a update on Pennie's marketing approach that's being leveraged for OEP 2022.
Thanks, Scott. Hey, everybody. Good afternoon. Yeah, I can quickly scoot through this. So our communications marketing campaign we're in fifth gear right now. We're humming along. If you're not aware, our stakeholder toolkit is available at the link right there at our agency site. So agency.pennie.com. If you go over to resources, it's right there in the drop down, and you can request free printed materials, brochures, flyers, and also we have a lot of social collateral there too. So images and copy that you can use for your social pages. Something new over at pennie.com is our explainer videos. Pennie.com, under the Learn tab, you'll see video FAQs that can help explain how to find an assister, a broker, language toggle, and some specific stuff for actual customers. Our earned media strategy is, getting press. So we have a press conference scheduled next Thursday in Philadelphia with the governor and a representative of McClinton of the Philly area. So be looking for media alerts and press releases that come from that. Our owned media, like I said, the video FAQs are up, and then paid media, certainly humming along. All media is in market all over Pennsylvania. And if you want to see some of those ads, you can just watch any TV. I feel like every time I flip on the network TV now, I'm seeing a lot of our Pennie ads. Next line. Here's some examples of transit ads. As you know, there's going to be there's TV and radio that are linked right there that you'll be able to see after we post the deck. It's linked right there if you want to watch them over on our YouTube page. And then we also have plenty of digital ads that are out too. Any questions around marketing, advertising? I think that's it for me.
All right. Hey, thanks so much, Chachi. And as a reminder, folks, and I see that we do have a couple questions in the chat that I'd like to address. Just to remind everybody, and I know most folks on this call understand that we are in the throes of open enrollment right now. The next big deadline is December 15th for January 1 coverage, and we are doing our best to make sure that everyone is aware of that. But if you miss it, or if a customer misses it, it's not a case that you need to lose heart. You'll have until January 15th for February 1 coverage. And then, of course, through qualifying life events, January 16th to 31st, we'll be in a position where we can help individuals who have QLEs that trigger those special enrollment periods. Now, opening it up for questions, I did see in the chat where we had a question. First and foremost, there was a question Can you outline any important situations in which Pennie member would not auto-renew for the following year? And I see that Emily from our policy office already chimed in and said an individual who's aging into, aging into Medicare. David, Eric, are there any others that you can think of off the top of your head? All right. Well, one that I can think of that may be a situation is you have an individual who actually obtains employer-sponsored coverage again. Of course, that would be a case where they cancel out of Pennie. There was a question by Tia Whitaker. Tia is asking, assisters are seeing more DMIs than usual. Can you explain why this might be occurring? I definitely defer to David on this one. David, or even Chachi, do you have any insights into why assisters might be seeing more DMIs these days?
Hey, Scott. Sorry, my internet cut out, so I'm calling on my phone. I can take this one. Hopefully, folks can hear me.
Yeah,
One
we
of
can.
the for the for income, because of how many amended tax returns were filed this year due to the tax provisions in the American Rescue Plan. Some of a lot of members have income data that come back from the federal data hub that does not include excludable income, like excluded foreign income or Social Security benefits. So the income that's reported by the IRS might be a little bit different than what the member reports. That's really, coming into open enrollment, we knew that could be a factor, but that's just kind of based on this being a really wonky tax season. So the good news is we are able to take the adjusted gross income data from the IRS, even if it's not the modified adjusted gross income. The flip side of that is likely to create more income DMIs. If there are other DMIs being experienced at a higher level, there really isn't a kind of a discernible reason for that. So please let us know if there are other DMIs that are being reported at higher rates, because there's not necessarily an easy explanation for that.
All right. Thank you, David, so much. And again, folks, please understand that the Outreach and Education Work Group is a very diverse work group. We've got assisters, brokers, community partners who attend this meeting. If you have questions, do not hesitate to reach out to pennie.com/community-partners. That's our community partners resource page. You can email us questions directly from there. If you're a broker or a sister and you need help, know that you can always call 844-844-4440.